All right. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. We are here early this morning. I will let our guests know in a few minutes to just hop on. Yes. Because our guest was having some internet issues, we thought we'd just kind of come on and see how things are operating. Okay. So what I'm going to do is do some announcements. How do you want to say good morning, everybody?
Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? Good to see you.
And I'm just letting my guests know I'm gonna do announcements, and then I'll let them know to come on. All right, so guys, we're gonna do our little commercial break. Before we get things started, and again, yes, I know I am early. All right, guys. So this is my business card, guys. I'm a brand ambassador for Town, which is the CPS company, and the area is called Town, and it is in Zanzibar. And yes, guys, it looks exactly how you see the picture. All right. So if you're interested in investing in a 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom penthouse, whatever the case may be, I'm your girl. All right. So you would just simply email me here, businesswoman. That's more than one woman. You will email me here your details, your first, last name, and if that's the email that you want to use that you're emailing me on, I would also use that. Or if you have another one you want me to use, just simply write that in there. Also, of course, if you're a married couple, make sure you have your first, last name, and your spouse first and last name, your WhatsApp number because we use WhatsApp, and if you don't mind putting in there what you may be interested in, if it's a 1 bedroom, a penthouse, whatever the case may be, also include those details. I am trying to work on something for you all. I won't quite say yet, but as always, I will notify you and let you know. Okay. So we have those details down. So next, guys, listen, I need your support. We got to support each other. We have to make everything go around, with among us, just like everybody else, every other nationality does. So support me by purchasing my book. This is it here. The Husbands I Thought I Found. Oh, hold on. There it is. You can purchase it on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, and as here, Exebris.com. Sorry, guys, all my goodies is falling out. You can order a copy of your book. That's me right there. Yep, that's when I had dreads. I miss my dreads. And I was a little more plump, you know. But anyway, it's a short read. I know that we're in the rat race and we don't have a lot of time to do things, but this will not take you a long time. Also, it's available on Kindle, guys. You can download it on your Kindle, okay? If you're not from, I'm sure you know what Kindle is by now, right? Me, I'm a little old school, so I like to still have the book in my hand. Also, if you're not into the whole like internet world thing, don't worry. You can also call. The number is right here. You can call, and the extension is 7879, and you can order your book. All you need is the name of my book, author. Okay. And again, this is exactly how it looks, how you see it. So I tried to think of everything. The only thing I really wanted to try to work on, but guys, I have to wait to win a lottery for that. I wanted to get it like auto for people who are visually, not visually, but who I don't want to say deaf, but who cannot hear, not hear. I'm sorry, correction. Who are visually impaired. I wanted to have an audio version, but it is very expensive. So I'm unable to do that at this time. So definitely, guys, don't forget, support your girl, okay? At some point, I may plan on doing another book, okay? Also, guys, Rodraccastyles, that's the name of our store. Now, do you want to tell the people why I named it Rodraccastyles?
Nah, you do a better job of
He
that than
forgot, guys. Anyway, he forgot. That's what that means. That's a shame, honey. Basically, it's our initials, okay? All of our initials, and then our styles coming together as a family. But of course, I've been kind of doing it by myself,
Mm.
but here's one of the shirts that I created, guys. Hold this like this heavy. Um, I created, and yeah, it's Juneteenth Freedom Day, and yeah, I custom made this, and I can custom make pretty much anything for the most part. The pictures, if you have pictures of yourself, I'm still working on that aspect, but any like images, pictures for the most part, as long as the quality of the picture is good, I'll be able to do it. Any sayings, logos, things like that, I'm able to do as well. And we already have some things on our store. If you want to just simply go over there, and again, I will have all of this information in the description box as well as the comment section. So you can just kind of click on it and it'll take you to our store, and you'll see all of the things that we have on there that I've created, and you can just simply click on it and order your size. And yeah, and before you know, it'll be shipped directly to you. All right, that is it for the announcements. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and have our guests come on in. Any questions, feel free to write it in the comment section based off of the commercial and things that I've advertised. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop that in the comment section as well. All right. All right. So, as you're coming in, guys, please make sure you hit that like button, guys. We want to share all of this information with as much of our people as possible, guys. And I am trying to work to get to 800 subscribers. I can't do that without y'all help, right?
That's right.
So make sure that you hit that like button, guys, and share, share, share. Sharing is caring, right? Also, as you're coming in, please, 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 please let us know where you're coming in from. Where are you watching at? What location you're at? Leave that comments leave your that information in the comment section. All right. For you all who this may be your first time watching, guys, what we normally do is, I ask our guests questions, and I open the floor up for you to ask questions as well. Sometimes I'm a little off schedule. Sometimes um, I may just happen to see your comment, and I'll just click on it in between us talking as well. Okay, hold on, guys. Let me see. Okay. And to put it in the chat. All right. I'm going to put now this link that I'm going to put here. This is for the guests. So I'm going to, because I don't know, we're having a little bit of difficulties. You know how it is. And when I put it in the comment section, that'll be for the guests to come on. Okay. Just the guests only for now. Let's see. Okay. So that's for my guests. All right, I hope this helps. Let's see. If not, I may have to send it to their email. Let's see. Let's try that. Bear with me, guys. Just trying to get our guests on. I appreciate your patience. All right, let me also tell them I put it. Let me see. Okay. All right, let's see. So yeah, you all are shy. There's 5 people on. Let me know who's on, who's in the building. Where are you watching from? Let us know, guys. How has everybody weekend been? I hope everyone is doing well. It seems like the weekends just come so fast, right?
Here one day on the
And
next.
it's gone the next, Sometimes I wish it just could go, just stretch out a little bit longer. Let's see. Kim, welcome. Watching from South Africa. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. So you know what? While we're waiting on our guess what, guys? Okay. So I don't know if you all follow the real South Africa. Oh, there they are. To be continued. We'll continue this conversation later. There they are.
Hello. How
Hello.
y'all doing?
Hello,
Let me,
hello,
let me
family.
turn the Grand Rising. Good morning. Good morning.
Oh yes,
Oh yeah. Good
it's morning.
evening.
Oh, good
Yeah.
evening over
Okay.
there. Okay,
Okay.
good evening. I
Good
should
morning to
say.
you guys, though. Good morning to
Yes.
you.
Oh, I'm so glad to finally meet you all.
It's nice
You
to
as
meet you
well. You as
too.
well.
Yeah, this
Yes.
is really
So we have. Let me know if you see it. Do you see this? Do you see what's showing up on the screen? Are you able to see on your end?
We
yes.
do. We do.
Hello,
Okay,
Yes.
Doris from
perfect,
Sierra Leone.
perfect. Hello, Dora from Sierra Leone. Welcome, 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 my sister. All right. Lejo, Hola, is it Hola, I guess, from SA or Hi Hilo. Y'all know I'm terrible at pronouncing, but welcome, welcome. All right, so everyone, this is a beautiful couple, but they have a
Family.
family of
That's right.
5 from Rwanda, and we're
Yeah.
so glad to have them on with us this morning and this afternoon on their end. So
Yeah.
welcome. Oh
Thank
my
you.
goodness.
Very
Yes.
happy and excited to be here. This is our first interview on YouTube, our first collaboration. So thank you for the opportunity.
Oh,
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. We've been watching you all for a while.
Yeah.
So, man, my husband, he loves Rwanda, even though we have not been.
Mhm.
Really?
We have
Yeah.
not been. He loves
We've been
Rwanda.
watching Rwanda for a while now. We
Okay.
Wow.
like
How long is a while?
Oh, how long?
we're
It's about
over
2 years,
about
right?
2 years, good 2 years.
About 2
Yeah,
years.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. We're
Okay.
glad y'all sharing y'all life with us.
exactly.
But
Yes.
I just find it interesting. Some of the stories y'all tell have been pretty funny to me. Especially
Y'all,
about the car situation going up the hill.
Yes.
I got
Have mercy.
I
Have
wish
mercy.
I had videoed that situation like
yeah,
live and in the moment.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
exactly. And
yeah,
I love how you and your husband, like the dynamic of y'all couple, of
oh
couples
yeah.
together, and
Mhm.
he may be off and you make sure you intervene. I just love it. It
Yeah,
reminds
yeah.
it reminds
It's
reminds us of us.
yeah, yeah. That's why we look at each other and laugh like, bro, why does
Details.
that
It's all
stuff look familiar?
details.
Yeah,
Yes. So your husband looks like the laid back one, and you're not as laid back like me. He's the laid back one.
oh, absolutely. She get on me about, oh, you so nonchalant sometimes. I'm like, I don't know. That's the only way I can be.
Exactly.
She's like,
I
she'll
hear
be
you.
like, say something. I need some emotion or something from you. Do something.
Right.
I'm like,
Like, are you excited? Are you
yeah,
happy?
Exactly.
yeah, yes, yeah, right.
Exactly. And we're
It's
very detailed. Like I'm detailed and you're detailed. So I was like, yes, that's definitely.
good.
Yeah, we just
Yay.
express ourselves differently. That's all.
That's all. That's all.
All right. So we're gonna hop right in if that's okay with you all.
Let's
Yes.
do
But
it.
Yes.
before I start, how are the children? How are they doing?
They're doing well. The baby girl is with a friend, so we're happy that she has her own little social connection.
Yeah.
She befriended a young lady at their school, and since we moved, you guys know we moved. We're closer to her friend, so she got to spend some
Okay.
time with her today. And
Oh,
the
good.
teenagering, as I often say, she's doing her
Woo.
thing.
Woo. We have to have
and
Yeah,
another discussion about the
yeah,
teens.
we have two.
Woo.
We
oh, okay.
it's,
Oh,
it's
y'all doubled up on them
it's
teens.
at least.
Yes, I don't like the stage.
Oh, that's a whole
I miss
nother.
my babies. I miss
Yes,
my babies.
yes.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
How old? How old?
Okay, you go.
14 and 15. Well, one of the 15-year-old will be 16 next week.
Yeah, next week.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
our 15-year-old will be 15 March 1st.
March 1st. Okay. That'll be around it. That's around the corner. Time
Yes,
has
it is.
just, I don't know,
Yeah.
time has just gone.
It flown so quickly. I look at her face and I remember when it was teeny tiny.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I understand now when they say enjoy them while they're little. I get it now. Well,
Yeah.
you want to ask the first question, honey?
Okay. First question is, tell us a little about yourself.
Uh-oh.
What happened? Are you getting nervous over there?
Bloopers. It's because it doesn't have that.
Yeah. I'm sorry. What was your question again?
Tell us a little bit about yourselves. And I can't. What did you write?
Oh no, that's it. That's the first one.
Okay. I'm reading somebody else's handwriting.
Yeah,
so
my
I'm
handwriting's
trying
not
to
the
like
best.
decipher.
Mine isn't good either. His is better than mine.
Yeah.
So, Keenan and Janine West, we are, of course, from the States. I am originally from DC. I was born in Wilmington, Delaware, but I grew up. I spent majority of my life in Washington, DC. I only lived in Delaware for about 2 years, really about a year and a half. And then moved to DC, and so I lived in DC until 2001 when I met my wife. She also is not also, but she's from Atlanta, Georgia.
ATL.
Born and raised in the ATL.
ATL, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we.
In my DNA.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's us. We moved. So my wife is a doctor of physical therapy by profession. I am a pastor by profession, and we have, like you said, we have 3 children: a 14-year-old, an 11-year-old, and a 6-year-old. 2 girls, and the youngest is a boy.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
just beautiful.
wonderful.
Yes.
We're wanting a possible more. That was it.
What did you say?
He
That's
said,
a possible more. No, that's it.
We have lost.
We lost the signal. We lost.
Yes,
the
Okay. You can't understand that language, huh?
man.
Language.
Listen. We try to have a family YouTube channel so we don't have profanity on our
Right.
channel.
Exactly.
It sounded like you were cursing.
I understand. Hey, they'll drive you up and over the wall.
Yes.
I get it.
No
We
more
love
children.
them, but yeah, I know.
It is
Oh, my
finished.
goodness.
Yes.
If I had some hair to pull out, I'd be snatching.
Well,
Come on
you
now.
also
Right.
in the middle, so.
That's why I got all this gray right here.
Salt
I
pepper.
hear you.
Yeah. Growing up, I wanted a big family. I wanted at least 4 children.
Mm-mm.
Go ahead.
But I'm good. I have both genders. I get to experience raising the 2 different
Exactly.
genders. When the boy came along, I was like, yeah. And I was old. I was third. How old was I when I had the child? 35, 36. when I had
Oh,
it.
okay.
So, if I were
Yes.
younger, maybe, but
Right.
no.
Right. Yes, I understand.
We're
Trust
good.
me.
Yes. Time for mama and daddy now. You know.
Yes.
That's right.
That's right.
Yes. And it looks like your son is a handful. Am I right?
Yes, he is. He is bound. He has so much energy. So much,
Yes.
and he
Yes.
loves to talk.
Yes.
Wow.
He's constantly talking or bouncing off the walls.
Yeah.
Luckily, it's not like a mischievous, get into stuff, destructive kind of energy.
Right.
Right.
He just
Okay.
he cannot.
He just
keep
has a
still.
lot of
He's
energy.
a bunny rabbit.
Yeah. A lot of energy.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
Well,
we have one.
we got the destructive side too. So I got some furniture that didn't survive him growing up.
Oh, mercy.
Mercy.
Oh yeah.
We're talking about shattered in pieces.
glass
Yes.
tables. Whatever. It's some story.
Oh wow.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Wow.
Is that the youngest one? The youngest?
Yes. Yes.
Uh,
Last one.
They're good kids though.
Other than that,
Yeah.
right,
They're good
right.
kids.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Good school, you know.
Could be worse. It could be worse. Yeah.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
Lord.
yeah.
Yes.
You know that
yes.
the attitude thing just be killing me sometimes.
Ooh, the
Like, you
daughter.
know, don't
Yes.
you realize I take care of you, you don't take care of us?
Come on now.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm just saying, let's just sit down and think about that part sometime before you
That's it.
say,
That's it.
do whatever it is you're doing.
That's right.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
So my next question is, who came up with reclaiming our identity? And what does reclaiming our identity mean to you both?
I'll take credit for coming up with it, I think. But he was the catalyst. He'll talk about it later, but he wrote a book. And the
Okay.
title of the book is
So let me go back. So hold on. Let me. So she came. So I have another YouTube channel,
Oh, right.
Reclaiming My Identity.
Right. Okay.
And
Right.
so when we decided to do this channel, my wife added our.
I
I
didn't come up
love
with
that.
Reclaiming Our Identity before you did your YouTube channel.
No.
Are you sure?
No, no, I must say he did it before you, Mom. I'm sorry.
You
I
will.
remember.
Uh-oh. It's
And
freezing.
my-
Okay, it froze a little bit. They'll be back. Guys, make sure as you're coming in, you hit that like button, please. Would greatly appreciate it. But yeah, so they'll be back. You know how it is sometimes, the internet.
There we
There
go.
they
There
go.
you go.
There
Welcome
they
back.
go. Oh,
No.
they can't. You can't. I can't hear
No
you.
audio. No.
You want to leave and come back? Leave and come back? Yeah. And come,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, they're gonna leave and come back. You know how it is, guys. The internet acts up sometimes. But I hope you all are enjoying this family, this couple. You know, you've heard already they have 3 beautiful children. Oh my goodness, they are so adorable. I hope you all saw the what you call it, the pendant picture, or I don't even know if I'm saying the term correctly. They are just beautiful, just gorgeous. So let's see. I think they're trying to come back in. But I don't see them as of yet. So once they come back in, then I'll just go ahead and excuse me, click them back inside. Yeah, it's some water. My allergies, guys, are acting up. Okay, I hope you all have your questions and everything ready too. Okay, they're back. All right,
Uh-oh.
hey. Yeah,
Yeah, get twisted.
get twisted.
yeah,
There you
Oh,
go.
there we go. Uh-oh.
Wait,
we
no.
went back.
All right,
Okay.
there we go.
Perfect. All right.
So we were at how we came up with the name. So he
Yeah.
said he established a website.
No, so I had because remember I had Reclaiming My Identity. I did a YouTube page. Also, when I wrote my book. Oh,
That's coming later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Identity theft. Perfect. That's the name of identity theft.
Identity Theft: Uncovering the Truth About Black History in the Bible.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Definitely. Could you? I don't know if you're able to write it. Can you write it in the comment section, or I can write it real quick?
If you can,
It's probably better,
best.
yeah, because we're having some technical issues. So I'm on my phone and not on my computer.
Oh,
I don't.
Okay.
That's part of
Can you-
moving in Rwanda.
Can you show it? Can you show it again for them? Let me take this band down. All right, guys. So it's identity theft, and bring it a little bit closer so they can, and then bring it down a little bit so they can see your name. All right.
There we go.
Okay, guys. So definitely let's support our brother and get his book. Definitely, guys. Where can they find your book at?
On Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, wherever books are sold, and it's also on Kindle as well.
Kindle. Perfect, guys. So
Yeah.
here you have it. And if you haven't wrote it down real quick, you can always watch the replay, guys. All right. Definitely support our brother. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, so we came up with that, and so when I was in the process of doing the website for the book, that's when I
Okay.
came up with reclaiming my identity. So it was reclaimingmyidentity.org, and then I came up with the YouTube page, my personal YouTube page, and then when we did the family page, that's when we added our identity.
Nice, nice. I
Yeah.
love it. Love it. Beautiful. Anything else you want to add? Your wife wanted to add to?
To that. No,
Yes.
that
Okay.
that was pretty thorough. That answers the question accurately.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
I gotta check with the wife now.
You ain't giving the side. You ain't giving the side elbow, did you?
I like it. I like it. I like the way this interview is
Yes, it
going.
was beautiful. You did a great job.
Mhm.
Go ahead, honey.
Um, when did you first learn the truth about Africa?
I'll answer first because my answer is probably shorter. Because he's done a whole lot of research.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I would say I probably learned the truth about Africa in my youth. My dad has always been very aware. And my mother also, especially growing up in the civil rights era in Atlanta, going to Ebenezer Baptist Church, where she sat under Dr. Martin Luther King. She was very close to Coretta Scott King and babysat for them. So there's a lot of wokeness and awareness just in my family.
Okay.
And my dad, I think he did a lot of research because he migrated from Central America. And he was just very curious about Black life in America and how it juxtaposes Afro-Latino life, So I just grew up hearing about the truth of Africa and who we are and what our heritage is and our lineage and the origins of civilization being Africa. My father's very big on making sure that we were aware that nobody had anything on us because everything that the world has to offer came out of the seat of civilization, which began in Africa. It is called the motherland for a reason. And he just made sure his children were very conscious and aware of that so that no one could basically reestablish for us or tell us what our identity was. But the wealth and the breadth and the depth of knowledge that I have come into as I've gotten older just came as a result, probably as going to HBCUs. I went to Oakwood College then, Oakwood University now, which is in Huntsville, Alabama.
That's what
And yeah, and it's a phenomenal school. It's very, very rich culture there in history. And then I went to Howard University. So just being surrounded by it and people who were knowledgeable and reading on my own. But I didn't know as much as I do now, of course, as a result of my research and reading up on things myself as I've gotten older.
Wow, that's amazing because we didn't have that.
No,
our
not
parents
in our household.
our parents never talked about it. We never heard about it besides what the news, told us and the commercials and things like that. So that's amazing that your dad, knew. He did his research, he knew, and he was able to carry that on to you all. That's a blessing.
And that you
It is.
you soaked it up at a young age too, because like we try to talk about these things now in our house, and the kids it just ain't sticking. So everything got a stage in life because maybe they'll get to a certain point like, oh, this is what my parents were talking about. But we trying to get that foundation,
right? And we're still learning too,
Yeah.
at the same time. So, and then when you said Oakwood, oh my gosh, I believe that it was meant for us to connect because
You familiar?
Yes, my auntie went. You remind me of my auntie a lot. My mother went to Oakwood. Yes. So I'm telling you, I told you I grew up. I grew up in yes, heavily, and yeah. And I'll never forget we went to Huntsville. we went there to like the camp. I was younger then. We went on the church bus, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, Mom, I can't do this again. We were all cramped up, and it was hot. I said, Mom, this ain't gonna work. We had our little snack bags and stuff, and then when you go on the campground, it was just so hot, and I felt so miserable. I said, Mom, I can't. That was a long drive.
Now the kids get the school buses with the air conditioning over there. Like
that was a long drive.
Yeah, that's on the school bus.
We say camp meeting is bougie now. You're actually in the sanctuary or halls or buildings around campus where, like you said, it used to be under a tent. Or several different tents out in the heat. My husband used to help put them up. No air conditioning. That's the real deal. That's when you get pulling away from all of the comforts of life. Make you appreciate what you had.
Yes.
You can't wait to go back to your regular church the next weekend.
I told my mom, I said, Mom, I can't. I hope you don't take me back.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I just had to put that in there.
There was one thing I was going to say about my dad's awareness. Also, I think he, coming from Central America, he's from Honduras, didn't trust. You said your husband mentioned that all you all were familiar with was what you saw on the TV. And my dad never trusted the American media version of Africa because he knew that it was not painting Honduras accurately. So, he was like, no, all the big bellies and the flies, and that's it. No, that's the whole story about Africa. I know that's not what I've read in the book. So that can't be the whole entire story because they don't paint Central America and Mexicans well. So they're clearly not painting the full story of Africa and African people.
Wow.
So
hats off to your dad, for real.
How'd you know? Or when did you learn the truth?
I guess for me, it was, I guess in 2007, I went to Ghana to preach. And I had an opportunity to go to Kumasi. And so, of course, before going, you hear about, and all of the media, like my wife said, and I'm sure you guys have seen it, with how Africa is and the children with the fat bellies and the flies and things like that. And then going over there, and it's not what the media portrayed. And so that kind of gave me, opened my eyes a little bit. But it wasn't until, I guess, 2020, 2019, something like that, when I began in the process of writing a book, where I really just began to just dive into, Africa and scripture in the Bible. And as I was researching and preparing for the book and everything, I just began to see that a lot of that, like my wife said, civilizations started in Africa. A lot of the things that we read about in scripture that took place in that area. And so it just gave me a deeper understanding than what I was typically hearing on TV, as well as what we hear in the churches. And so now, we preached about it, talked about it. Our children are woke. Good. They know about, all of the things that are happening. And so, and also it caused me to open my eyes to see more of what's taking place in the U.S. And so, my spiritual eyes began to be open, and you really start to see, especially how, the way things are set up, it's for us in that country, it's set up for us to fail. And it's not going to get better. And so, it was like Africa, and more Africa. And so we just had to, we'll get to that later. We'll get to that later.
For you.
No, I agree with everything that you're saying. And I'm so glad that you all have your children awake, because a lot of times, when it comes to languages and just things that we learn, a lot of parents I don't know if they forget or they're so busy, I don't know, trying to be American. They don't teach their children their languages and things like that. They don't pass it on to their children. And I just don't understand that. I wish we knew another language, which we're trying to learn Swahili. But I don't know. I just cannot wrap my mind around it.
Well, let me encourage you. You say your children are not necessarily receptive to it right now, but it's in your environment, it's in your atmosphere. As you are conscious and you and your husband are having conversations and you're watching the news and interpreting it through a more aware and enlightened lens, and you talk, the table talk and the conversations in the car or what have you, as things come up, they're being exposed to it, and trust me, they're absorbing it.
Yes.
Because we're surprised some comments that our children make. They really, not only are they listening, but they get it. Like, oh my goodness, they can break things down to their peers in a way we haven't not necessarily explained it to them, just because they're exposed to it and they're absorbing.
Yes, that's what we're hoping, right?
Yeah, hopefully down the line somewhere you start.
I am, and we do plan on taking them for a visit. It's very important, very important, because perhaps them being, they actually on the grounds in Africa. I'm hoping that it'll really make a life-changing difference.
Yes.
I love Rwanda.
Yeah, she loves Rwanda.
Because we look at different countries there. She's like, oh, Dad, I don't like this country so much, but Rwanda, she seems to, when are we going?
Yeah, and I think with her, I think for her, the thing is she's looking for similarities to here.
Yeah.
Our son, he'll follow us to the moon.
He don't care where we going.
He doesn't care.
Our son too.
He doesn't care. And sometimes you be like, oh Lord, I want a little space, just a little space,
My son, where's the food and housing is, he's right there now. He's right there with us. He don't care.
Ours too.
So here is our brother's link. As you were talking, I was in here trying to search for your book. So here is the link. You can get them on Amazon. So if you're in the chats, just go head over and click on there, purchase your book real quick, and come back.
Yes.
Definitely. Let's support each other. We need to support each other. We support everybody else but us. So let's do it today. Let today be
a difficult read. It's not there. It's not a whole scholastic, encyclopedia volume. It's not a difficult read. It's people have told me I took it on vacation and I read it on the plane, or I sat on the beach and I was done with it because I couldn't stop reading. It was really enlightening. It's not a difficult read at all. So
I love the title. I love the title. It's already catchy, right? Right away. So we definitely will support. Definitely.
Yes.
Thank you.
Man K says either you instill habits to your children or someone else will.
Fact.
My dad says all the time. He says all the time.
Man K, yes, you said it. Definitely. Let's see. I'm gonna do the next one because I don't think I kind of wrote all over the place.
Okay.
Have you both been to Africa before? If so, where in Africa have you been? And were your children with you as well? I kind of gave you like all of that in one, but
no problem. We can handle it.
Okay.
So I had never been to Africa until there were seeds of interest being planted around 2018, 2019. And we like to travel, and we were trying to take an international trip once a year, the two of us. We always try to get away once a year around our honeymoon or something, just for us to spend some time together. And we decided, well, you know what? I think there was some kind of civil issue, a social civil issue that stemmed this, and we're like, we're not spending our Black dollars on these white places anymore. It might have been Trayvon Martin, So so we've been to Hawaii. We're not doing those places anymore. I don't want to go to Europe. I don't want to go to Paris. We're taking our Black dollars to Black places so that our Black tourism can support those economies. And so my husband was looking one day and happened to find an inexpensive flight to Kenya. So we went to Nairobi and visited Nairobi just because we wanted to have the experience of going to Africa, and we were interested in going on vacation. That was my first time ever going to the continent. And so, as I said, our children were not with us the first time we came to the continent. He mentioned earlier that he came to preach in Ghana. He was a student at Southern Adventist University and came with a group of individuals who did several weeks of preaching series in 2008.
Okay.
And that was his first time ever coming on the continent when he went to Ghana. And I was not with him. We had just had our first child. She was about old when he left, I believe, for about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That was a good trip. 3 weeks. Wow.
So that was 3 weeks. So we preached basically almost every night. So that was 2008. Okay. Then we both went together. We went to Kenya, like she said, 2019. And
then he started writing the book and was compelled to move to Africa. So we needed to start looking at places and physically visiting the places ourselves and not just go by the YouTube videos, and start investigating to determine if this was something that we can do and where would we land and what would work for our family and our children. So after the book came out, he started really doing a lot of YouTube research, and we decided that we would go to Tanzania. And we took the entire family, and my mother-in-law came, his mother came as well, to Tanzania in 2021, March during COVID.
Okay.
It was rough.
Wow.
Because nobody was wearing masks.
There was a lot of COVID denial there from the administration, and it was scary.
It was rough for our children, because everything that
anxiety. There was still not a lot of information about it. You don't want anybody cough. You're like, oh.
Sound like me here.
If we could have had hazmat suits, we would have. So it was a little nerve-wracking. I didn't sleep very well on that trip. I didn't sleep any night that trip because I was concerned about my children, because they were not wearing masks. There was no social distancing. There were no mandates. The information was not current and up to date or accurate.
It was not the information that we received in America. Let me put it like that.
Okay.
Because and the way I say America, because in my opinion, we don't know even to this day what's accurate, what's not.
That's true.
And so, what was being said over there could have been accurate. It may not have been accurate. We don't know. What we do know is that on the continent, there are less cases, and dying deaths, than in the States. So that was Tanzania in March, and then we went to Ghana. Just myself and my wife in November of 2021. And then we came to Rwanda in March of 2022.
March 2022. Okay.
No.
Say it again.
Oh no! You decided Rwanda was the place for you from there?
Or did you go a couple of more times, or?
No. So what happens is, when we were looking for places, that were financially, that we could, just make it financially, that were not expensive to live. And so that's why we visited Tanzania first, because it was inexpensive. We heard. So I had a couple of places on my list: Ghana, Tanzania, Kenya. Rwanda was the last place. Kigali was the last place on the list, because I had heard, when I looked up places for, expats, Black expats, that was one of the places. But Rwanda is not it's not the sexy pick. Nobody's talking about Rwanda. Everybody's talking about Ghana, and Tanzania and these different, South Africa. And so when we went to Tanzania and Ghana, and, those were not the places for us. When we went to Rwanda, we came here and we liked what we saw. We like what the president is doing. It's very progressive administration. And so we decided, hey, this will be the place.
Wow.
We felt very quickly in the other locations within 24 hours that they were not right for us.
Oh, wow.
And it had to do with either the ease of availability to access to the country, whether it be visa process, the airport process, getting a SIM card for communication, transportation around the city,
infrastructure.
Yes, yeah, definitely infrastructure, and whether the roads were paved or what have you, technology, and whether or not you can go online and just get a list of this is where you go if you need a driver's license, if you need a blah 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 blah.
Okay.
Those were things. And so things that we knew that we would need to have established for us to come and actually set up life. When we encounter, when you land, you need to exchange currency. You need to get a SIM card so you can communicate. So if we had difficulty with those, it gave us reservation. It was like, okay, this is what we have to go through and possibly more. If we moved here, we would need even more than what we're doing just for vacation. So like I was saying, we knew very early on, within 24 hours, whether or not that place was going to be accommodating for what our needs were in order to transition easily with our family.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
So they must have like a pretty good residency program too, right?
Oh, we're not there yet, honey. Hold your horses.
I'm jumping.
Jumping.
I'm moving into the future.
Yes.
Okay.
Not yet. Bring it back a little bit. Okay. So, okay, since you all have made your decision, very quickly, which wow, I'm like super impressed by that. Now, when you actually, set up things for your family, of course, from you were at Nashville, Tennessee, right?
Yes.
That's what we were thinking about to go on a vacation.
Yeah,
remember?
Yeah.
But I told him I don't know if there's a lot of Black people over there. I'm not really sure.
And then my thing is like what you were talking about earlier is like we quick to go to these other places. We're not quick to go to Africa. So that's another thing I was thinking too. I want to be around my people.
Yeah.
Like she said about other places, and I'm like, it's okay, but that ain't my people.
I'm always looking at the budget. I'm always looking at the budget too. That's another thing,
Yeah.
So,
how far can we go?
Listen, let me tell you this. So when we went to Kenya in 2019, I told my wife, I said, listen, I have I am not looking forward to going anywhere else except to Africa. So there were places that my wife wanted to go and visit. Can we go check this place out, for vacation, whatever? I said, my money is going to Africa. Those are the only places that I'm visiting, okay? And so now that we're here, I mean, I'll think about, traveling other places, whatever. But for me, it's like you say, I mean, we spend money to go to all of these other places. And the reality is, I mean, that's different when you're in the States, whatever. But the reality is just to be honest, they don't care about us, and so, we go to all of these other places. So my thing is, I want to spend my money with my people.
Yeah.
There was something I was thinking that I think would be helpful to share regarding, you said we decided really quickly.
Yes.
And people, because the advice is go and stay for a while. We know a couple that came and stayed for 7 months before and really kind of lived as far as trying to decide.
They got money.
And see, that's the difference.
Exactly. There you go.
Your career is going to dictate. Like if you're an entrepreneur and you can move your job with you,
my husband's not.
You can afford to bring all that stuff and stay for that period of time. That's a phenomenal way to determine if this is going to be the place for you.
Right.
And it lets you know what life is going to be like more realistically. Because I will tell you that although we decided quickly in a short period of time, it did not give us a realistic view of what to expect when we got here.
Okay.
There were so many things that hit us that we had no idea were going to be the way that they are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I want to be very clear about that. I think it's helpful to add. And the reason why we came for the short period of time that we did was because we still had our careers going on. I took off PTO to come because we don't know if we're going to live here for real, right? So I'm not going to quit my job and then go for a month and stay in Africa and then not have anything to come back to in case we decide Rwanda's not the place. That was one. Another is we planned our trip around, when we came to Rwanda, we planned that trip around our children's Thanksgiving holiday vacation. Wasn't it? No, it was March. It was spring break. I'm sorry. Okay, right. So spring break, we went to Tanzania during their Thanksgiving break.
No, we went to Ghana during the Thanksgiving break. Tanzania was in March. Tanzania was in March.
Yeah, that was another spring break. I'm sorry. So we, as you can see, we plan around our children's school year.
We're in the same boat. Yep.
So, and we didn't want to be gone from them very long. We left during their spring break. Our mother-in-law graciously kept and watched over them and what have you, cared for them. And so that was the window of opportunity that we had. We I could not leave longer. My husband, as a minister, could have probably afforded to stay a week or two more, but I had patience to get back to see, so we stayed as long as we could and did as much as we could here. I came with I said, honey, we sat on the bed one night. I said, listen, you trying to convince me to move to Rwanda? I want to know to the penny how much everything is going to cost. I was hoping that too much, and he'd be like, "Oh,
exactly."
That's something else when they said it cost so much cheaper. That might not be right. I was hoping he would say that another year or two. So I sat down and I did an Excel spreadsheet, and I put down every single thing that life would require for me and our children here. Everything. How much it's going to cost for the airfare for our life.
You said for me and for my children.
Oh yeah, you too.
Can't be left out now. It can't be left out.
He the whole reason I was coming anyway.
See, this is what I love about them. I'm telling y'all.
The family dynamic is important, right?
It's
I'm just trying to figure out, if it's a part of this or not.
Definitely check their channel out. I'm telling you, this is for real. It's not no stage.
It's not. I'm sorry. Me and all my flaws. Leaving my the equation. But yeah. And I went over the list a couple of nights. Like, what did we leave out? Okay, so how much would it cost to if we decided to sell our car and ship a car? How much is that going to cost? How much is it going to cost for us to eat a couple of days and have the Airbnb? How much is the visa going to cost? How much is transportation while we're driving around town going to cost? How much is it going to cost for us to get a stove? How much the appliances cost? All of those things.
He's starting
Don't be starting stuff, Teray. Teray, don't start stuff.
You know what I'm saying? How much is life gonna cost for me and my babies? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
On the
yeah. So we came in a short period of time, so I knew that we needed to really have the details, and I printed that spreadsheet. And when we came, we sat down those evenings and okay, what did we see today? We checked on the price of a refrigerator. We checked on the price of this. It cost us this much to travel on the Yago cab.
Wait, hold on. So how are you able to check all of this from the States, though? How are you able to?
When we got here.
Okay.
When we came for our reconnaissance visit in March, I brought that spreadsheet, and we talked to people too. We had dinner with a friend an acquaintance. She's now our friend, and asked her some things, and we just wrote down the dollar amount of how much these different things cost. Because she was like, okay, televisions and electronics, very, very, very expensive here because they're imported. It's gonna cost you about this much. Wrote it down on the spreadsheet so that we can come up with the approximate cost
of living, how much we would need per month to live here. School, I mean, all of those things, tuition. I mean, we just, and to be honest,
how much is gas? How much per liter?
And to be honest, what we budgeted for, I mean, we're pretty much at that. That's how much, it costs us to, to live. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So yeah,
Oh, I think-
they're able to make short period of time
Awesome.
with that.
Wow.
information.
Okay. And so,
But sorry, let me
yeah,
say this real quick. So the short period of time also, we didn't add this because we were so we came here in March, and so 2020, I told my wife we're signing our last lease. Okay, we're signing our last lease. That was in July of 2020. So we were leaving. No, I'm sorry, 2021. Is when we signed the lease. And so 2022, the end of July, we're gone. So
oh wow.
when
It
we
only took you that's like a couple of months. Oh wow. Okay.
right. So when we came back, so the thing is, we knew that we were. So when we left Ghana, it was. I mean, we knew that we were going to be moving. And so when we left Ghana,
Did I know that yet? Was
yes,
that in
we
my
did.
spirit?
Yeah, it was. When we left Ghana, it was, we knew that we were going to be moving somewhere, and so it was really just about where. And so we were, saving money and everything. But in January of 2022 is when we really start buckling down. We're not spending any money. We're not, listen, I mean, do the kids really need to eat? Do they have to eat?
All right.
Ooh, tell me about it.
Squeezing every dollar.
Telling you, yes.
Listen,
That's how
well, can we go out and do this? Whatever. Listen, all my money is being saved for Africa.
I'm talking about life shut
Really?
down. Now, really? Honey, can we get an extra box of cereal in the house?
Nope.
Eat that one. Because
Listen, now this, I have to find out more about this because you all have what, 3? We have 2. So how are you how did you go about the grocery stuff? Because we spend a lot every week. Every week.
So, I mean, are you talking about while we were in the States? How we
Yes, as far as when you said do the kids gotta eat? Like, how did you go about it?
I'm joking. I'm joking. What I'm saying is, I mean, we got groceries, but it was the extra stuff, going out to eat and things like that. I was like, we no. All of my money, when I get paid, I'm paying bills and everything else is going into savings.
Gotcha.
Period.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a big move y'all made.
I mean, and quickly, how quick they were able to do it too.
Yeah,
Like, it's amazing.
I salute you.
Now with your wife, I forgot, she said, what is it again? She said she do?
She's a physical therapist.
Okay, so does she have to leave her work or does she just kind of take it online? Okay.
No, I mean, so physical therapy is, you
yeah,
hands on.
That's true.
Yeah. So she resigned from her job. Well, maybe like 2 weeks after I resigned from mine. Yeah.
Wow, that's something.
Yeah.
And and like what your wife was saying about, I guess the couple or whoever before how long they took off, he's not able to do that. I'm the entrepreneur, but he's not able to do that. But we're trying to set it where we can set up something here and live abroad. Once we do that, that's it. I'm not worried about the kids' school, any of that. He'll tell you, I'm ready to go. I eat, sleep, talk, Africa. Like I'm ready.
I'm worried. I'm more worried about the money, so I'm trying to generate income that we can have something to fall back out there. We can try different things once we get over there.
But I told him,
stream of income.
I just told him though not to go too left with that. You know what I mean? Like, because he can kind of be a little more extreme. I told him you don't need to be rich. You don't have to have a whole lot of money to live abroad. So if I could just keep having the Most High work in his head, I'm praying on it to have a little more faith, that it's gonna work. I'm not saying to just go out empty-handed, but to have a little more faith.
As a man, that's my job to provide. So
yes.
That was one of the requirements I gotta have before I make that move. We gotta have.
Yeah.
The
So
thing is, it's for me, it was the same thing, but it was like, okay, we got to have some money set aside. You know, we want to have some money set aside. And also it was the reading, studying, and the Lord saying, okay, listen, Genesis 12, God told Abraham, leave, go, leave your country, leave everything to this place that I'm sending you. And we set money aside, and we have something that's given us, we have online, jobs that are giving us, some money. We also are looking for something that is going to be, give us passive income, on the side or whatever, because it would be, you would be more comfortable
right.
with a certain amount. It also depends on what you're coming with in regards to how many people. So you have four, it's four of you all, as opposed to five. So you got to think about what you're schooling, where the children are going to go to school, how much that school is going to cost. Those things you have to think about. But it's not the cost of living here is just not, it's not
nothing
equal.
compared to the States.
It's
Would you
not
say?
compared to the States. We actually had a conversation about this yesterday.
So before
which
we
is
go
where
into
she's
last
go
night's
ahead.
conversation, actually, no, I was gonna say I can resonate. What's your husband's name again, please?
Rodman.
Yeah.
Did we freeze?
Froze.
Oh, okay.
Rodney, can you hear me?
Hold on, it froze. They'll come back. Okay, they'll come back, guys. But yeah, this I hope you all are enjoying this conversation that we're having, the live that we're having.
Okay.
Okay, they're
We're
back.
back.
Perfect.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we
Yes.
can hear you.
His
My,
name again,
my name
please?
is Rodney.
It's right.
Rodney.
Rodney.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I felt a lot like you. I wanted to make sure that there was plenty of cushion, plenty, because even though my husband was saying, okay, we're going to be good with this amount, I'm determined this is what we're going to set aside. I'm thinking, a couple thousand more than that for the just in cases, the what ifs, and the,
What else?
if it goes left or this happens or what have you. And like he said, you things are a little more smooth and can be more comfortable the more you're able to come with. And so he was real heavy on the faith, once he determined the amount. So the balance where you're saying, Queen, you want him to be a little bit more on the faith, coming to the middle ground, you both should be okay, because I definitely was not at rest. I was not at peace. I was not comfortable with the dollar amount that my husband was very happy with, because what filled in the rest was the faith and trusting that, because God told him to go. Now, when he tells you the story of Abraham, I don't think he's saying that applies for you, but he felt very strongly convicted and compelled that God was calling him to bring his family to Africa, and therefore he would provide. He kept making sure that I understood that, and that I was reassured that, listen, he's telling me to go. I can't ignore that. So I have to trust that whatever we don't have, he's going to give us, because it's on him. He said to go.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome, Dingo. Thank you. As long as you made it, that's all that counts. Oh, and my South African name is Mbella. That's what he has here. Yeah. They named me. Was it the last live we had? I think it was one before that. They named me. So
Beautiful flower.
it means beautiful flower. So yeah. So I feel so blessed to have that name now.
Yeah,
we
should be trying to get rid of these.
Yeah. I probably should add it.
Come on now. Yes.
Well, thank you all for that. I really appreciate both of you all perspectives. Right?
We're absolutely
taking heed to it, and I'm just praying and hoping to just get out of here, guys. I'm telling you, because I feel like the more I'm here, the more my air is just getting closed in.
Yeah.
panic
Yeah.
attacks and different things has been going on, and my husband been trying to keep me level, but I'm ready.
Oh yeah, believe me, I get a report every day.
It was the same me coming home to, oh my goodness. Let me tell you what happened in the news today. I got
yes, yes. Oh my
To
goodness.
be honest, that was okay. That was a lot. I mean, that was very heavy on me. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I was depressed a lot. You know, being in the States, especially like the last year. I mean, it was heavy. It was very heavy, and so I honestly felt like he was saying, like he was pushing me out. He was pushing me out. And so, you know, right when I think, okay, well, maybe, you know, maybe we'll be okay, you know, stay a little bit longer. And then something else will happen. You know, in the news, you know, with us as a people, somebody getting shot, just something was happening. And it was like, I'm not allowing you to get comfortable here. I'm not allowing you to get comfortable here. And so we got to a point where, you know, that's another reason why I had to be, you know, when you say quick or whatever, we came here in March, visited, and left in August, because it was like I could not stay in America any longer. I couldn't.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah, it's always something going on
Always.
here.
Yep.
I mean, I won't even talk to you too much about it because you don't need that in your head. So.
Yeah, he probably already knows.
Yes.
There's some stories right now. I don't know, but it's just I know what you say. It weighs heavy on you.
Yes.
It does.
Yes. And your health and everything is just,
you know, just getting out of this environment and just coming to a place like Africa, you know, where not all those type of things are going on. Yeah, now I'm sure they got their share of issues.
Right.
I'm willing to tackle.
Don't have rose-colored glasses. You
know. Yeah.
Think that you're going to the land of milk and honey. Yeah. It's not heaven over there. Right. You know, there are issues and problems, but they're different.
Yeah, I mean, and I knew that, and I said that. I mean, the thing is, there are going to be problems everywhere you go.
Right.
My thing was, I would rather deal with the problems here
than
the problem in the States.
Exactly.
Because, you know, I mean, at least I don't have to worry about getting shot if I get pulled over.
That part. That part. Yes. I was talking, I won't say the person name, but I was literally having a conversation with someone in South Africa, and they were just talking about electricity and the issues and stuff they have. And the person was like, "You sure you want to come to Africa?" I said, "Oh yes." I said, "It's like this: die or no electricity. I would take no electricity for 100."
There we go. Yeah.
And, you know, and the person didn't understand. I said, well, you wouldn't understand because, you know, unless you're here to know what we've been through, what we're still going through, you know. And of course, I'm just waiting for the reply back. I'm just curious to know what the reply back is going to be.
I mean, you put out the door here, you
don't know. You do not know.
You don't even have to step out the door.
Right.
They come into your house.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's been a lot of those episodes too.
Yes,
yeah, you're absolutely
exactly.
Right. So and like you, for example, with like police situations.
Oh, I'm scared
if we get pulled over for like a speeding ticket, I mean, it's hard for. I mean, I can handle it better than my wife can, but I could tell it's just real stressful for her. You know?
It's stressful. I mean, and I was concerned. So you all have heard me say often, this was not my calling. It's not something that I wanted to do. It's something that I was willing to do. And a lot of it had to do with the peace and mental state for my husband. I was concerned. The more frustration was brewing and building in him as a result of the climate and environment in the States, I would be concerned about possibly getting a call when he left the house because he was becoming so frustrated. I did not want him to have any kind of encounter with the law because I didn't know how it was going to end up.
Right. We arranged it over here as a man.
Oh, yes.
We definitely are.
I don't want to have fear and panic. I was like, I don't know what you're going to do or what you're going to say. And even if you don't, because sometimes they don't even need a reason. You're automatically a threat because your skin is brown. So, you know, for that reason and others, I can't. He didn't have to bring me up here kicking and screaming. He didn't have to drag me. That would not have been the case. But I completely understood the level of anxiety and frustration that he was experiencing, and I knew to calm that he needed to get out of that environment. And so my mom says, girl, I admire you so much, honey, because my dad been trying to get her to move to Honduras for years.
Really?
Yeah, to this day, Janine, you are a special, I raised a special person.
I
You do it, honey.
I just can't do it long story short, right?
There is no way anybody can convince me to leave my family. You did, girl. You are just touched.
Right. She won't even do it.
Special. So yeah, I couldn't have him going crazy over there, and then we're concerned about whether or not my son can play in the front yard, and we're in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yes, exactly. Yep. That's me. Like we're here. I'm the same way. I find me being here, I'm losing myself. Every day I'm losing myself. I'm not tear-eyed, but that's how I feel every day. And like I said, my husband he keeps me grounded, but it doesn't stay. I don't stay grounded, but I do try, but it's very hard. Very, very hard. Very hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
You should,
when you're done, go ahead.
You should hear the reactions when we just even started talking about Africa. People like shocked. I'm talking about other Black people.
Well,
Africa, like, why you going there? Are you African?
Exactly.
You have family.
You looked in the mirror. You African too.
Yep. Do you have family?
Yeah, I got millions of brothers and sisters over there. Yeah, I got family.
That's right.
It's just.
Do they have food? Do they have food? Those are the questions we'll get. Do they have food?
With straight faces.
Yep.
Yeah, I had one guy.
Ignorant we are, but guess what? They're asking you. They're not. We're not looking to find out for ourselves.
Right.
Exactly.
But that's the way the media. Yes, right. That's the way the media portrays it, and they don't want us to see any other side of Africa. Because if you think about it, what would happen if there was a vast migration from Africa from the States of us over here? I mean, it would
fall apart.
Triple America.
But I'm going beyond. I'm talking about the searching and the seeking. So the question is asked: do they have food? Well, am I looking to see? There's several TED Talks out there about the wealth and how people are digging for potatoes in their backyard and they come up with gold on a regular in the Congo.
Wow.
Right.
Are we looking for that? We're not looking for that because we're just gonna believe what we've been told. The director at the center where I worked, and I was the rehab director there, I mentioned something about a car. She said they have cars, like they have car dealerships over there, or you can get a Mercedes up there. Mercedes Benz costs more in the States than they do in Africa because Europe is closer, so the transport cost is not as great. You got to ship it all the way to America. From there, they're closer. So it really, they got the parts and they have the vehicles. They do. They actually
act like Africa ain't even on the same planet, all right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And then if you look on the map, you would think it's just, it's just small.
Yeah, I've heard.
That's
intentional.
That's intentional.
Yeah.
And I have seen. My best friend sent me a picture of how several countries could actually fit on the land mass of Africa. And now Russia, U.S., all of North America, several countries and continents.
Yeah,
you
can Google it. You can just Google it.
The continent of Africa, because it is humongous. But you're right. Yeah, they have people thinking that it's smaller.
We didn't know it was 54. We had no idea. I was like, what?
Well, that's another story.
Yeah, you're right.
That ain't something they did to themselves,
Oh, here.
Oh, no, right.
Says the found that they borrowed from Abraham's story to expand on the narrative of moving to Africa shows how the past can still apply today. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Dingo is in South Africa. He lives in South Africa.
What's up,
Yeah.
Dingo?
We have a lot of the South African family on. She said Kim says all will okay once you land on African soil. Wipe your tears, Queen. We love and would love to welcome you to South Africa. Thank you, sis. Thank you.
Amen.
I appreciate that. Oh, okay, y'all. I gotta wipe my tears now. How long have you all lived in Rwanda so far? How long have you been there?
August 14th. We moved here. We landed August 14th.
So that's 5 months.
5 months.
Oh, 5 months. Oh, okay.
And 5.5
Does it
months.
feel like 5 months, guys? Does it feel like 5 months to you all, or you think it feels longer?
It doesn't to me.
It feels longer or shorter?
It feels shorter, I think.
Oh, really? Okay.
That means
It does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it still feel like a vacation? I know this is a question I didn't ask. So no.
As much as I try to make it feel like a vacation, because my husband's like, let's get out tonight. I don't feel like cooking. You think this still vacation? I'm like, I wish it were.
And listen, from the bottom of the description, this is not a vacation.
This is our life.
This is not a vacation.
Let's put that for
It's
real.
not a vacation.
No, it does not.
Yeah,
When did that vacation feel wear off? I think probably once we moved into the house and we were settled and we were no longer going from Airbnb to Airbnb looking for a house. And even after that, probably even after we moved into our house, it probably still felt a little bit like vacation for me, about 2 weeks, because we were still getting established, because we did not bring many of our belongings from the US. We did not ship a container. So we still had to get a refrigerator. We still had to get a stove. So we were still kind of eating out. The children had not started school yet. So we had time in the day to run errands and do things. So it still kind of felt like vacation into 2 weeks after moving into the house.
Because we
the house too.
Yeah.
Congrats. Say it again.
Congratulations on getting the house.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, because we ate out. We literally ate out every single day for about 3 weeks.
It was more. It took us 4 weeks to find the house.
No, it took us
3
weeks.
We moved in August 28th.
No, we got here August 14th, and then we moved in September, because it was like right
the day before they started school. They started September 5th. Yeah.
So about 3 weeks, we ate out every single day.
Oh wow!
I'm sorry.
What would you spend on a day, like for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for all 5, right?
Good question.
So we didn't eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We would typically eat like 2 meals a day.
Okay.
Because we would typically start the day late.
Sometimes 1 meal. We would get fruit and maybe a muffin or something like that. And we wouldn't have time to eat until late, because we were trying to find a house.
Trying to find a house.
Trying to buy a car.
Trying to find a house and a car. And so we were meeting, they call them brokers here, but realtors, we would call them realtors in the state. We were meeting people, basically like every day. So we didn't have time. Oh, and the thing is, they don't have fast food restaurants. So you're not running into, KFC, McDonald's, whatever.
Well, there is a KFC.
There is a KFC. We've
Only
never.
one.
I heard, yeah.
But other than that, you're not running into, a fast food joint to get something to eat and keep it moving.
And even if they say fast food, because there are some restaurants that have fast food on their sign, it takes a long time for the food to be prepared. So we didn't have
if
time.
you're going to eat, you have to carve out at least an hour. At least an hour.
Because you're probably going to be waiting the first 40 minutes just to get
you better eat a snack before you go, a little snack.
Yes, you do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yes. So back to answering your question about how much did it cost to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And as my husband was saying, we probably ate one meal and some light snacks every day, because we were hitting the ground running every morning. We would make appointments the day before to meet brokers at a house to see, usually around 8:30 or 9 o'clock. And we were going from house to house to house, and they were not always on time.
Right.
Or we would get there and the gatekeeper was not there and didn't have the key. So that would extend the time as well. And bless her heart, our children were like, just hold on, let's go get some bananas until we can go somewhere. And have time to sit down, wait and eat. So a lot of days we didn't eat until 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a meal.
Yeah.
So to answer your question about how much it costs, I mean, let's say probably between in a whole day, probably maybe $50.
If we did eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because if you did a light breakfast, smoothie and some fruit and some muffins, and then maybe like meze fresh for lunch, get some tacos, because there is a kind of a hot,
like a
kind of like Willie's or Moe's.
Okay.
The burrito place.
That would be the fastest. And that would be about
fast.
20 something for everybody. For our family of 5, it costs about 20 to eat there. Full meal,
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, because there are some places where you can get like Freedom Restaurant.
Yes.
Oh yes. So in
African
Africa Bite.
Yeah.
So you get the traditional African meal, which is like beans, peas, rice, beans, chapati.
Stew.
If you eat meat, you like a meat stew, whatever. And those are the cheapest places. You can go up in there and you can eat 5. I mean, I'm talking about 5 people eating for $20.
Literally.
What?
Like $4 a buffet.
That's unheard of.
Yeah.
5 people.
Wow.
I went
$20.
We went to
The Chinese, I think, buffet.
basically,
it was in Orlando,
we was dropping $80 to $90 each meal.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God. I looked at the bill like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Oh, we ain't coming back here again.
I'm like 80 I couldn't believe it. Even breakfast is supposed to be the cheapest meal you would
Breakfast is expensive.
Yeah.
$80 to $90
Yes.
for 4
That's
people.
crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Woo.
Yes.
So to answer your question, it could be between, let's say, $30 to $50 a day. I would say, because if we ate an Africa Bite and we spent, $20, $22 there, whatever, and then that would be for like lunch, like a late lunch, early dinner. You spend $20 something dollars there, whatever, and then what you got, the snacks, whatever, in the morning. So you're talking about
significantly depends on what you're eating and where you're going.
That's the thing.
That's really what it depends on. If you're going to these particular places that he's mentioned that serve traditional Rwandan food, traditional African food, that's beans and rice, those are inexpensive and they're filling, so you don't get very hungry.
Yes.
But the smoothies and fresh juices were more expensive here than they are in Tanzania. $3,000, $4,000 for a smoothie and fresh juice.
$3,
so everybody,
$4.
Yeah, 3,000 Rwandan francs is what I meant. $3 or $4. And they always want the pineapple juice. Oh, mommy, let me get the mango passion mix. And I'm like, okay, after a while,
it must be good.
$20 just on the juices. So it really depends on where you go, the kind of restaurant that it is, and those prices. But for us, as my husband said,
between $25 to $50 a day.
And that's like these type of places you talk about, they like within the city, then you go on the outskirts, it gets cheaper. That's how it typically goes.
I mean, we typically stay pretty much in the, I guess you would say we stayed in the city. I mean, around the perimeter. I mean, the outskirts are probably, I mean, because where we live will be considered outskirts.
Yeah.
But it's not the outskirts like we would think, like way out. You're talking about 25-minute drive from the city center.
Oh, okay.
So it's not far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yes, typically the restaurants closer in the city and are a little more pricey depending on the cuisine.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Wow. Man, I'm still off of the $20.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about the $20.
Family.
And listen, the dollar menu done went up to $1.25.
Yes, and the dollar store is not the dollar store. I said you all need to change your name to the $1.25 store. So I call it the $1.25 store. People be like, I say yes because it's no longer a dollar.
No. I'm sitting there play that game. Tell us
Can you
that
pronounce
story.
that name? Because you know I'm gonna mess it up.
I could try to. Let me see. Y'all might have to exalt.
Zolisi.
Zolisi.
Zolisi Conda.
It's people from South Africa as well.
Okay.
Yes.
But brother and sister Africa is your home where you all belong.
That's
Thank you
right.
so much. You know,
Yeah.
since I've started doing the lives, I get a lot of support from my South African brothers and sisters. A lot.
That's
Um,
wonderful.
yes, it's better to live peaceful life with low shedding than live terrible life in the States.
Oh, that's
South
right.
Africa is welcoming many African Americans. Afro, yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes, I agree
Yeah.
completely. Completely. You are welcome, Mbella. SA always show up. Thank you. Yes, y'all do. Y'all do. I definitely cannot deny that.
Side
um,
note, before you get to your next question.
okay.
South Africa has the best gospel music on the
He was
continent.
just saying it yesterday. Like,
Let me
oh,
say,
Really?
I've been listening to African music since like maybe like 2028, 2018. No, probably
Oh,
2000,
wow.
since 2016. And I only listen to African music. I don't listen to anything from the
Wow.
States.
and the kids are like,
Wow.
And
You get that best off
African,
the head, right?
South Africa has the best gospel music. Gospel artists.
Wow.
Benjamin
You have
Dube,
to
We
share
Will
some.
Worship.
Share some
Huh?
with me. Share some with me when you get a chance.
I would do
I'll
that.
add it
Oh,
to my
man.
church
he's going down
music.
his list right now.
I
Joe Meadows
love
is Ghana, right?
Joe Meadows Ghana. Yeah.
Oh,
But I'm
wow.
sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, awesome. Y'all heard that, South Africans? You listen to your gospel
Give
music.
him a
They
shout out.
work.
That's
They
right.
know how to work.
Did you all need to take a COVID test before arrival and once you arrived, or what?
Yes, we took COVID tests before we arrived. We did. By the time we moved, you did not have to take one upon arrival.
When we visited in March, there was a requirement. So before boarding the plane from America, we had to take a COVID test. We had to take one at the airport once we arrived. The process was phenomenally seamless. It was
Smooth.
very well
Yeah.
organized. It was,
Yeah.
and that was another thing that immediately stood out to us because some of the other countries we went to, the process was a little bit more daunting. But in Rwanda, it was on point. You hear me? And it was very efficient. It was done very quickly. The process to get your results and then go on to get your baggage was amazing. But then like my husband said, by the time we moved, that was no longer a requirement because people had been vaccinated, case numbers had gone down, and now they don't require it to enter or to exit the country.
Okay.
Great.
Okay, that's one less payment.
Yeah.
Again, I'm thinking about the money.
Yeah, you
I'm
would
thinking-
have to pay.
Yes, I'm thinking
Now,
about
if
the
they
money.
ever need to reinstate it again, because I know one of the questions was the cost. It was $50 per person.
Yeah.
And you did not have to quarantine at a specific hotel for a certain period of time. But of course, we don't know that because we didn't test positive. We tested negative. But I do not recall. Actually, no, there were some hotels. They did have a list of designated hotels.
They had a list of designated hotels
that they would put you in.
That they would put you in if you tested positive. But before we came, it was more extensive where you had to be in there like 10 days and stuff like that. But of course, over time, yes, joy celebration, yes.
Okay.
That's one of the gospel.
That's a gospel.
groups. Yeah.
They are great.
Yeah. I can go down a list of South Africa. But anyway,
them yesterday.
yeah. So the cost is about $50, but since the COVID here, nobody wears masks. No, you'll see a few people every blue moon. You'll see somebody wearing a mask. I don't even know if they're wearing it for COVID though.
There's no. There's no mask shaming.
Right.
You know how in the States, if you still want to wear a mask, there's
people
some
look
states
at you and yes, I still wear mine. Yep.
And I know too in certain environments, it's just better safe than sorry. And so here though, people don't get belittled or demeaned if they wear a mask or if they don't. It's your own personal choice, and nobody's gonna say anything or look at you any particular way. So I like that.
Wonderful. Now, how long did it take you all to get comfortable with that? Because I'm pretty sure you weren't comfortable with without wearing a mask. How long did that take for you all to adjust to that?
You were pretty immediate.
By the time we got here,
sounds like you.
Yeah.
I'm like
even looking. I still had my mask on. 'Cause in the market, there's a lot of people. I'm like, honey, you don't put on a mask? No, we good. We in Rwanda.
But I was comfortable by the time we got here because the cases, the cases and deaths and all that other stuff here is just, on the continent, period.
Okay.
But then here it's just, the numbers are not, and so, when I say a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a fraction, and so it's like, nobody's wearing a mask, and people are not, it's they did the whole lockdown thing and basically wiped it out pretty much. So it's like,
Yeah, that makes us more comfortable. The fact that their approach to COVID protocol was very responsive and responsible. Outside every establishment, there is a washing station. And if there wasn't, there was a guard with some hand sanitizer. You weren't walking in there without cleaning your hands. Nowhere. Gas station, restaurant, supermarket. No, so you could, you could still see stickers on doors about social distancing and the little things on the ground. So you knew that they took it seriously and they were very intentional about protecting the residents and civilians and tourists and what have you. So it made it more, it made it easier for us to kind of let our guard down a little bit more. And my mask came off a lot sooner than I would have thought it, on a regular basis, because I could tell that the government was very, very intentional about making sure that everybody was safe.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard the African nations, they have the lowest cases in the world. And
yes.
But on the flip side, when we go look online, what it says, red zone, yellow, you know how they do.
Yeah, and that matter of fact, was it Haiti? They said Haiti was like the lowest percentage of cases in the world.
But then they want to tell us that, I used to say to my wife, you go on the State Department.
Exactly.
They want to tell you, be careful traveling to this particular country or whatever.
Oh yeah, the code red.
Code whatever.
Red,
you know what I'm saying? But this country that we're traveling to has a point fraction of the cases that we have in the States.
Exactly.
But they're not telling us not to travel to the States.
Yeah, they don't want
to. Bottom line is, I think they just don't want us there.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's the bottom line.
Right, and that's what my husband was saying. But now I will add this, because I'm in healthcare. I think it's also important to consider the fact that the number of testing facilities and the number of individuals getting tested was most likely lower in Africa. You have a lot of villages that did not have immediate access to clinics where they could go get tested. So the numbers are going to be lower in a demographic where you don't have masses encouraged to go test, or where free tests are not provided. In the States, you could get free tests, 4 of them sent to your house or what have you, and clinics here and there that would do it free. But in Africa, the healthcare infrastructure is not the same. So you're not going to have as many people getting tested. Therefore, you're not going to have as many numbers in the statistics and the data that are going to represent it. However, I do think that because of lifestyle, diet, lower numbers of comorbidities and diseases that made us more susceptible to dying from the disease in the U.S., that is a significant factor that helps to keep the cases low, because they're walking, they're moving, they're active, they're healthier, they're thinner, they don't have as high cases.
The food is actually real. Mm-hmm.
Yes, exactly. No genetically modified food unless it's imported, because they do have that. And so those components do factor into the fact that there are lower numbers. But I just want us to be, across the spectrum, aware of some of the things that will impact those lower numbers. It's not all conspiracy theory. Some of it is, they're going to be lower numbers because there aren't as many people testing, because they just didn't have, they didn't have mobile clinics going out into the villages testing the people to even determine whether or not they were positive. So that's just part of the facts as well.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, here George said, Rwanda is a beautiful, peaceful, and clean country. We hope and wish you all the best for the lovely family. Just a quick question though, would you guys consider visiting South Africa soon?
So let me answer that question. I want to visit South Africa very badly. I mean, Listen, I wish we could, like, I think South Africa would have been an easier transition for us and for our family.
Why?
Why? Because from what we've heard, it's more like America.
Right.
And so that's one of the reasons why we did not go, because we didn't want to go into something that was more like America. We have talked to some people who've lived there, and some of the things that they've shared with us about the crime that has given us pause. And so that is the reason why we have put it like this. I desperately want to visit South Africa, just for the worship alone. When I say worship, meaning I'm like I said, the groups that I mentioned, it's just, and plus I love the language. I love the language. Languages. Let me put it like that.
Yes.
Yes, and so it's a beautiful. They are beautiful languages. Yeah. And so I don't know. Hopefully, at some point, we will get to South Africa. What I would like to know is, and we don't have to do it on this show, whatever, but I would like to have some conversations with some people who actually live on, who actually live there. And so,
We just did a live last week.
I'm sorry.
We just did a live last week on a couple, their family actually that lives in South Africa. Yeah, so you can go back and watch.
We'll have to check that out. We'll have to check that out.
American and they moved there.
From New Orleans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
I would definitely check it
out. Dr. Asad. You'll see it on my channel. You can take a look.
I will check it out. Yes.
Oh, he's giving us a lot of gospel people. I'm right.
Yeah. We see names we recognize. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
we definitely want to visit too.
I'm sorry, say it again.
Oh, we definitely wanted to visit too and do like a college tour, because we hear good things about that.
The colleges there.
And once I heard the cost, I'm like, yeah, let's go. I'm thinking of the cost here.
Right.
Yes.
The numbers is just ridiculous here, but when I heard the numbers over in South Africa, I'm like, yeah, that's possible.
Definitely.
So let's go over there,
do a tour,
bring the kids.
Because who we had on last, was it last week? Yeah, last weekend. He's a professor. He's a professor. Yeah, he's a professor, and he's who told us about the schools. He recommended. It's all on, like I said, it's all on my channel. You'll see it from last week. And
he actually walked around the campus.
Yeah, he walked around the campuses and everything and showed us. So so we're definitely interested. We're definitely gonna go visit at some point, because we have to detour this time. We have to handle some business in Zanzibar, so we'll have to go there first. Yeah. So there are lots of gospel artists I didn't mention. Yeah, I see. I wrote down them. I wrote them down. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Mambo, put her on the list.
It's a pity that the crime. Okay, you want to read it?
Oh, it's a pity that the crime statistics are a deterrence. We have our issues, but I promise it's overrated. We would love to host you. Oh yeah,
I believe
to where we living at now.
Yeah.
And where I grew up at.
Exactly.
I'm ready for all of that.
Exactly.
It's just nothing to be afraid of.
And I feel like if we survive in here, we can survive anywhere. That's how I look at it.
I got some stories.
Thank you. That's so sweet. Oh my gosh. And very helpful. The South Africans, so far from what I've seen, they're very helpful. Anytime we have any questions, they're on it, right away. We would love to have you and your family in South Africa one day. Nothing makes us more happier than seeing and having our African American brothers in our space. Thank you so much, George. And thank you also for the other one. I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce your name, and I don't want to mess it up.
Hearing all that, then they got this other side where they try. I've heard where people here have told me this. oh, Africans don't like African Americans, but I'm saying all the love. What are you
Exactly.
talking about?
Exactly.
So you can't. You have to experience things for yourself.
Right.
You can't just go off what people do. Because
That's right.
I'm like a person where you start off with respect with me.
Right.
Till you show me otherwise,
Right.
everybody.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Same
Yes.
way.
Exactly. You probably can't read the next one. I'll do it. Do you all plan on getting permanent residency? If yes, what does this process look like?
We don't know.
Okay.
Currently, my plan. It's not my plan right now.
We
Gotcha.
don't know. We are. This is a. So the plan is not to go back to the States.
Right.
But we are trying to see if this is the place where God will have for us to be.
Gotcha.
As far as long term. So the continent, yes. But the being in Rwanda, we have to forever, that's what we have to see. Because we still want to be able to visit the other countries
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
and see, okay, maybe South Africa is the spot.
Right.
Maybe Kenya is the spot.
Right.
I mean, we don't know, and so
Exactly.
this is the first. We know this is where we landed for now,
Right. Gotcha.
and what happens, in the future.
I understand that completely.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a big continent. A lot of places to see.
A lot.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot.
And what I'm learning even here is there. I had an amazing history teacher, Dr. James Lamb,
Uh-huh.
and we learned the names of all of the countries on the continent and a little bit about them. But being here has taught me that I still know so little, even though I'm here, because when names like Namibia come up and I'm like, oh, I don't know anything about that place except the name of it. So
Right.
like my husband said, it's possible as we have the opportunity, which we haven't had yet, to travel and visit other countries, that what we have heard about them may not be true. It may be better than what we've heard. And the ones that we don't know anything about might be the one for us.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. That's kind of how, we are, from here, just trying to figure out, like our main thing is, I won't go into too much because it's not about us, but our main thing is we want the dual citizenship. That's like very important to us.
Yeah.
So we're going to start at least doing our African ancestry and see what happens. We're hoping Sierra Leone, we're hoping pops up or something, because it's under the Equads. We found out from other people it's under the Equads. I'm not sure if you've heard of Equads.
No.
You want to tell them a little bit?
East. Wait a minute.
It's the
Basically, it's about 15 nations is on the western side of Africa,
West Africa.
where they have like freedom of movement. Like there's no visa process.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can apply for it, we can apply for it. But if you do like ancestry DNA and you have excuse me, if you have you part Sierra Leonean, then Sierra Leone automatically gives you citizenship. Through the African, yes. Then you can be a part of
Yeah, I just
so
recently
we've heard
about that last week.
Yeah, yeah, because I did my African ancestry DNA. Have you done African ancestry?
Yes, it has to be African.
Yes, African. So I did mine, and I'm Nigerian.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, Igbo. The tribe is Igbo. Yeah, because African ancestry gives you the tribe, where ancestry gives you the the countries.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, of course, if it doesn't, then you'll have to go. You can apply through Ghana. You'll have to probably go that route if the Sierra Leone doesn't, But yeah, so that's what Of course, we definitely want to do that, and also with that, we're trying to figure out what's a overall better suit for all of us, as a collective, kind of like what you all were doing. We did buy an apartment in Zanzibar, but then we found out later that they don't do citizenship. They don't do residency. They don't do any of those things.
So did you do that so that you could have a path to citizenship? You bought the apartment so that you could own something there and then have that as an open door to citizenship? Is that why
they have that, but they looking for a certain dollar amount, and it'll give you permanent residency,
which is not permanent.
They're
using the wrong word.
That's the
yeah. We had it because I'm the ambassador for them. I'm the ambassador for my town, so you'll see on my channel that I do advertise and things like that for them, and I'm working with the sales agent. But I was telling him that he shouldn't use the word permanent. Permanent means forever, and they're saying permanent, and it's not permanent. It's only for 2 years, and you'll have to spend $100,000 or higher if you're buying an apartment or penthouse. That's the thing. It has to be, but it's only for 2 years, and it's still costly to get that. And it's not a permanent residency. It's basically like it's a visa. But no, we kind of, that is kind of why we brought. But after finding out that news, it was kind of like a Debbie Downer. But we just looked at it like, you know what? It's a great investment overall because it's a touristy spot, really. And we just look at it. We can Airbnb it out. We can go on a vacation and stay, in it. I'm hoping eventually East Africa joins West. They get it together.
On that note, I wanted to mention that because I know they're trying to do something similar with Rwanda, Burundi, with Tanzania. It's like 7 countries. The East African community. But basically, move throughout these countries without a visa.
Yeah,
we're working on that. They're trying to get down to a single currency. I believe it's the East African shilling.
Yeah, I think they're trying to do one currency.
Which I believe this year they'll get to the single currency from the last. So they're working in that direction, which I think is a good move anyway, because you got to have visas to go here
right
and there.
And as a family, that's a lot.
Yes, it is.
It's a lot,
Ghana was $150 a pop.
Ooh.
How long did the visa last?
No, Tanzania was the Ghana. What do we do with Tanzania?
That was $150.
Tanzania was one. No, Tanzania was the it was the COVID test that was $150.
Oh yeah.
That's
yeah.
Yeah.
That's high everywhere.
That's
not.
Oh my goodness.
Exactly. No matter what country you're in.
Yeah, no matter where you're from, that's a lot.
And also like kind of going back to what we're saying, how people go everywhere else, but Africa, I think it plays a couple of factors. Of course, what the media has said. A lot of them just don't want to go, which is fine. Not everybody, has to go. Those type may have to definitely need to stay. But then also the cost. Some people can't afford it, you know what I mean? It's costly. And I think they do that. No, I know they do that on purpose, because you can go anywhere else for pretty much a reasonable price, But let me see what the people are saying in the chat. She said, I think you should just visit SA just for 7 days to see. Yeah. We actually last night I looked up SA just to kind of see how much it would cost, and it wasn't bad. The price wasn't.
Oh yes, inexpensive.
Right.
Inexpensive.
Yeah.
Especially when you're on the continent. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. Some people have said when you're on the continent, they say do not look for like hopping around here, because when you're here and trying to go from one, like from, let's just say, Nigeria to SA, it'll be expensive as opposed to you already being in Africa.
And looking. Okay.
George said Mr. West looks very familiar. If he was an SA or South African, the name
Top.
Tabo
Would
Tabo
suit
would
him
suit him very well. Oh,
Yeah.
he
well.
has an African name. You want to write that down, wife?
Tabo,
Gave
Thabo.
him a name.
You know what? Every country that we have gone to has looked at him,
Really?
and people have told him, you look Ghanaian when we were there. You look Kenyan when we were there. Oh, are you Maasai? Are you Maasai?
Yeah. Yeah.
When we were in Zanzibar. Oh, you look like you're from Tanzania. You look like he just looks
Wow.
African, I guess.
Looks African. There you go. There you go. He's all of that.
If you look very familiar, you would be giving the name Tabo, Thabo, if you were in South
Yay.
Africa.
Hold on, let me
THABO.
pull it back up. Hold on. Where are we? Where is it?
So African
Where is it? Here it
ancestry
is.
or any other.
Right here.
Yeah, there.
Mr. West looks very similar if he was in Thailand.
Suit him very well.
TABO. Okay.
Telling
He's
you,
supposed to be there.
he blend in everywhere because our DNA is
I mean, yeah.
everywhere. To be honest with you, so
He was
yeah.
teasing me one time because we got pulled over when we were in Ghana driving around with someone, and my husband said it's because you look American. He was Ghanaian,
He's gonna give
and
you a
then
ticket now.
And I was in the back, he's like, we got pulled over because of my American wife.
It's all fault.
He gonna have to tell you to get in the back seat and lay down.
I'm right, lay down, because I was in there. I should have just been like.
Oh, yeah, right.
There are many African Americans family who live in SA now. Yes,
Oh, yeah.
that's what we were told.
Mhm.
The last live we had. MTCNA based company, they will consider it. MT. I never heard of MT. Is that the name of it? Sis, let me know. I'm gonna have this young lady on. I won't put her name out there now, but I have her on later on. We'll do a live with her. She has a lot of good information and also a tour guide for people who does have Sierra Leone. She does the whole ceremony and everything. Because it has to be a certified Sierra Leone tourist person. Or what else was on the list? It was, I'm trying to think or you can go through African ancestry, but they too much money.
Yeah,
And I think it's honest. But this young lady, I would definitely want to go through her. So just look out for that at a later time. Let's see here. Oh, that was me. I would love to welcome you guys in Bible College as visitor lecture. We are registering for NQF2 and NQF5. Our college is in Cape Town. Is this for all of us, or I guess maybe it is for all of us? Maybe I guess.
I'm trying to figure
Listen, all you got to do is just let me know if you.
I
already want to go, right?
I'll make sure I put the family's email
Yes.
on here as well. You can always reach out and email them.
Yes.
And if I don't put it on here now,
There you go.
I'll put it on my description. In my description and comment section. There you go. It means joy. There it is.
Joy.
He found his joy when he got here.
Yes.
And the surname would be
Panza and Panza.
Who's that?
Okay, wait. What about the wife now? What does the wife look like? Don't leave her out.
It's okay. All right.
They're gonna come up with something for you.
We're gonna make it official. You gotta get your African name today.
That's
Give me
right.
No, man, I love it. I love it.
Oh yeah. Also, her tour, I believe comes with a nice African made, outfit as
Like a
well.
tent
So
tank. Oh, okay.
yes. So okay. So the next question is, what were your children's reactions when you told them we are moving to Africa?
Woo!
Friends, and friends.
I'll let you take that one.
So yeah,
Wait, hold on.
were
Before you do, I'm sorry. There you go, wife.
Oh, there it is.
So, but I wish I knew how to say it properly.
I know.
Sibongele.
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 And what does that mean? Please let us know.
Yeah, yes. So while you putting that in, the reaction of the children was confusion. They were upset, annoyed,
Oh,
you know,
wow.
perplexed. Why? We heard who does that? who does that? Like, why can't we just be normal people?
Oh
and
my
stay-
goodness.
Yeah.
No, they did.
Why can't we be like normal people who they stay where they live? They just stay where they are. They have a family and they just stay there all the time. Like, why do we need to do that? Why would you take us from our friends and from our family? When am I going to see my cousins again? When am I going to see my grandparents? What is school going to be like? What if I can't go to college in America? And what, when I get older, why? No, I don't want to go. I'm not going.
What?
I'm not going. And then so that was like the initial conversation. Well, and it was me getting this because when Daddy was in the room or having the conversation, what? Why? What? But when they were in the car with me, because I'm very close to the girls. My son too, he's young, and at the time he was 5. And they talked to me about everything. They just let me have all the emotions. I'm not going. What is Daddy? Daddy can go by himself. I don't understand. That does not make. Why don't you all just wait till you retire? You're messing up my life. You have to go to high school here. You already know what it's like, but I don't get to. And I'd be like, wait, hold it now, calm down. I understand that this is gonna come with some emotions, but that's not how we do it in the West household. So, okay, so you're gonna have to sprinkle your emotions with a little bit of respect on it. Okay,
that's right.
Yeah, yes.
Calm
Tell me
down.
what you're not gonna do with all this.
No, we're not doing that. I know you have questions. I know you're upset. I know you're frustrated, and we want you to talk about it. We want to be able to talk about it. And so it went into, well, I thought you were just talking about it like I want a Lamborghini. Like, we're really doing this because when things started getting sold and we're planning,
it's real.
We're really doing that. I mean,
they thought it was a pipe dream, like I was just talking.
Yeah,
right.
What do you mean? Are we doing this? We've been talking about this for weeks and months. Well, I mean, but I didn't know we were really doing that. I thought it was like, trying to come up with an, like if you say, I want that mansion, like, yeah, then you just say I want it, but I didn't think it was really, really gonna happen.
Wow.
So that, and then the middle child was kind of feeling the same as the oldest for a while, and then she turned a corner and she said, well, you know what, Mommy, you seem to be okay with it, and you have to leave your parents. I'm very, very close to my family. Very, very, very close. We're a very close-knit family. And she's like, well, I mean, you liked it. You said there was a lot of hills and it was pretty and you all are going to get a nice house. So, Mommy, if you're okay, then I'll be okay.
Oh, that's very reasonable. Yeah.
That made me feel really good. The 5-year-old was like, yay, we get to fly on a plane,
Let's go.
That's all.
Great. But since we've been here, he's been like, we need to go back to America, Mommy. America's better. I can have my cheese. Yes. I can have my, because we're vegan, so there are a lot more alternatives there in the States to eat. We're restaurants with burgers and vegetarian chicken patties, and we can make the vegan macaroni and cheese and make really good food that's alternative to the meat. And he doesn't have access, and we don't have access to that here. So he's like, listen, I need some macaroni and cheese, so we need to go back to America. That, and I miss my house, Mommy. I miss my room. So now that he's much farther removed and he's 5 months in, it's really settling in on him that is not his life anymore. That's gone. And the oldest, it took her.
My husband, he has to meet the oldest. She is something else. She looks just like her dad, but she acts like her mom, but just a little bit over the top.
That's That's a good. That is a perfect observation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can we turn it down? Like you're on 100. Can we
Yes.
knock you down? That's a little bit child of mine. So it took her a while to come to the place where I remember her saying on the plane on the way here when we were moving, I was like, "Babe, you okay? You know, we're doing this. Are you all right now? How do you feel about it now?" She said, "Well, you know, I just decided I may as well come to grips with it. It was inevitable. I'm the child. The decision is not mine. So I may as well just get on board with it."
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
in other
mature.
words, you'll get over it. Huh?
Yes.
That's what she
There
said.
you
Yeah. Yeah. And so
I love it.
now 5 months in, if we talk to her this week, she likes her friends that she has made. She
Oh, nice.
feels very because she has overcome some significant obstacles at this new school with her experiences. You all have heard her talk about on the YouTube channel. Language barrier, culture barrier, communication, not language. So when I say communication barrier, I mean you could be speaking English but completely not understanding what the other person is saying. That happens a lot here, and she experiences that in school sometimes with her teachers. And then the hierarchy of authority and how they expect children to behave here is very different than their approach to teaching in the States. So I have learned that I knew I had some amazing children, but bringing them here and kind of putting them in this crucible has revealed we have some incredible human beings. We truly do. And I'm so thankful to God. They have taken things in stride. They could still be. We met some friends here that said their child ran away at the airport when they were moving from the States here. They could not board their plane because they're looking for their 14 year old.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
To Africa.
Yeah.
He ran and hit somewhere in the airport and they missed their flight because he was like, I'm not moving. Well, I mean, we could have to deal with that. They could be so traumatized that they could go into themselves and not be there. You see how vibrant my daughter is? She is still popping. She's still very much herself.
You
And even more,
you gotta meet her.
yeah. She's incredible. She is an incredible person. And she's blossomed under harsh circumstances here that were very unpredictable. I mean, we didn't know we were going to be putting her. We've even cried like, "Oh Lord, what have we done to our child? You know, should we put her in such challenging situations?" But they are. Let me tell you something. They are blooming in the desert of what they consider the desert of their lives at this particular point. And I'm so immensely proud of them. I think they are going to be significantly impactful human beings to the world because they are being world schooled. They'll have a global perspective that they never would have had. And they get it. They realize that they are getting exposed to things that they wouldn't have been exposed to in the States. And it's making them more conscious people. But do they want to go back home? Oh, in a heartbeat. If I said here's a ticket, they would be gone. We don't need nothing. Grammy will get it when we get to the States. I mean, they're really still go back. But they do appreciate some of the experiences that they get to have here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
love it.
Wonderful.
And you want to read the next one?
Yeah. Oh, it says it's an expression of gratitude. For example, the family has several girls already. That's a lot.
Wow.
And the father is super happy, anticipating the many cows he would get for. I'm stuck right there. Okay, basically, we thank you. Okay, see what I'm saying? We so disconnected from the culture,
the language, the meaning.
Yeah, that's what
we're read what George saying.
Or
oh, this is your okay. This is what her name.
Oh, okay. Was that perfect?
Yeah, they said perfect. Yeah, and then this other.
and their belly word or name, it means thankful.
Thankful. Oh, meaning thankful. Nice.
Probably.
See, I told you. I'm telling they be on it. The cow. Go ahead.
Calcium.
There you go. By the way,
Oh.
Hey,
they still give counts wedding dowry in Rwanda. Isn't it just Kim? Kim? I don't know. Oh, that's a word we don't know.
Nelly did too.
Oh, another name.
And visit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll put his email in the chat.
Send me, and I am ready to come. Yes, I would love to come.
That would be incredible.
That would be incredible. I love Masume.
Wait, they gave you another name.
I need to be. I have a whole list. I'm gonna have a long
telling
list. We're just gonna include all of them.
Exactly.
You're gonna have to go down to the courthouse and change your name.
Wait, okay, so we're voting. We're voting. Go put it out there.
Got another one, Naledi.
Okay. Oh, not that.
I would do number one.
I like Star.
What about you?
I like Sibongile.
I think number one.
Okay.
And what do you think about yourself? Which one? One or two?
I like number one.
Me too. Me too. Me too. Wait, we have a third one.
Sounds so regal.
Look,
it's a it makes me think because I listen to a lot of the music and the artists, whatever. When they mention Sibongile, it makes me think of
the names of the
some of the names of the artists. So I can see Sibongile being.
okay. All right. You want brownie points with your husband? I guess you better go with that name.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. For now on, that's what I'm gonna call her.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, the next question is what were your family? Okay. Oh, okay. Your family and friends, what were their reactions when you told them that you all are moving to Africa? So, who want to go first?
So let's do this. So I'll answer. And is it possible for us to do a part 2? The reason why I'm asking is because we have to go pick up our daughters.
Oh,
our
okay, no problem. Okay.
We probably have a few more minutes. She's not in a hurry.
Okay. Because I know you had a lot of questions.
15 minutes.
Yeah, I do. You're right.
and because it's later here.
Yeah, we'll do a part 2. That'll work.
Yes, and our children got to go to school tomorrow, so we got to put them to bed. And we got to go pick up one of them.
I understand. Yes.
We can answer that last question.
Yes, let's answer the last question.
Which was what? To ask the question again. I'm sorry.
How did the family feel?
Your family and friends.
Yes.
How did they react?
Reactions to you moving?
So let me start.
Because mine is a longer story.
So let's do this. We'll do 2 parts. All right. I'll answer. Her answer will be on part 2.
Part 2. Okay.
Because, I mean, if you've seen the YouTube videos, then you know that my wife.
Yes, I love her. She like me.
What is it saying, y'all?
Where?
He tried to say we talk too long.
My wife will take 20 minutes to say, that Sibongile will take 20 minutes.
Okay.
But I mean, I guess for me it was because I've been talking about coming to Africa for the last couple years. So for my family, it wasn't like a big, oh no, you're moving to Africa, because I've been talking about it for so long. So it was like, really like kind of okay, not to say that
the answer is short enough for me to be able to have time to answer.
Not to say that they were happy, but it's like, okay, I know that's what you want to do. You feel like, you're being called there. Friends, kind of the same way, because I've been talking about it a lot. It was kind of, okay, if that's what he's calling you to do, then hey, do it.
And I mean, they could come visit. They know someone there now. They could say that.
That's it. That's it. My My mother's actually coming in March.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yes. That is
So,
wonderful.
yes.
Wonderful.
Do I have to hold mine?
Yes, because I mean, that'd be another
Okay.
20 minutes for the answer. Because
Okay.
it is because that's a long answer. That's a long answer. When you're talking about, because you got to tell about what your sister said and your mama said. And
They all had different responses. That's
everybody,
true.
yes.
Everybody kind of had a different response.
Okay.
I can tell
So-
you just waiting. You
Yes,
just
you
waiting
want
to
to explode.
explode.
Yes.
Can't you see it? Can't you see it?
I can see it in your eyes.
Okay,
Yes.
well,
Yeah.
I'll let you all go, and I have your contact information. We'll figure out another time to do part 2.
Yes,
Yeah.
we appreciate it.
Let's do it soon so there won't be, too long of a gap.
No,
Okay.
I have another one possibly coming up the beginning of February.
Okay.
It may be the 3rd week. So either way, I'll be in touch with you. Yeah, I'll let you know.
Yes, it has been
Thank
a
you again so
pleasure.
much.
Thank you so much. And
Yes.
We've
Same
enjoyed
here.
it and
Yes.
appreciate the opportunity again. I'm so glad that we have become acquainted now.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And when we come to Rwanda, we can link up.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
If you
yes,
come here
yes.
and you don't get in touch with us, it's gonna be.
Oh, I
some issue.
will. You'll be number 1 on the list.
That's right, y'all.
Yeah,
We must be. We must be.
Yes, and we want to return the favor, even though you
Mhm.
guys are not here yet. We want to return the favor because we want to interview you guys. And I mean, to some of the stuff that you guys have shared, we want to maybe share on our channel. So
Okay.
I mean, because there are other people who are watching who are probably in the same situation you guys are in.
Definitely want
Right.
to hear more about the ambassadorship.
Right.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
good. We'll
So
be
you guys
here
have a
first.
wonderful.
Yeah, well, awesome.
Yes.
Go get your
All right,
babies.
you guys
Yeah,
have a
we're gonna
wonderful.
close it. Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Take care, everybody.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you again.
All right, family. We're still here. We're still on. We'll just shut it down. So they had to go get their daughter, and I completely understand. We are parents. So we'll do a part 2 with the beautiful couple. Thank you for staying. If you stayed this long with us, we greatly appreciate it. I hope that this live was helpful. And again, we will have them on for part 2. Yes, I do have a lot of questions, guys, but I do it for you all mainly. So if you had any questions that we didn't get to, because I didn't know they had other things that they needed to do, make sure that you write them down, tuck them away, and bring them back out for part 2. Also, make sure you have your notifications on, guys, so that you are notified when we are on to do another video. And make sure you hit that like button, guys. It's free. It doesn't cost you a thing. Also, if you're just coming in later, you can always see the replay. Just give me about a couple of hours or so. I will put all of their details, his book, email information, and where you can follow them on YouTube and subscribe, guys. Let's support each other. Anything you like to say, hubby?
Yeah, just good to get different perspectives from people that live, different places on the continent. We can get together, a network. See, just like how someone reached out to him and welcomed him to come there and do a lecture. Things like that can happen when you communicate and talk to each other and love one another.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I'm glad that y'all show up every time you
Yes.
do. We really appreciate that, and continue to show support for us as a people.
I
And
agree.
that's pretty much it.
I agree. Very well said, honey. Yep, very well said. And let me see. Did we have anything else? I just want to make sure I didn't miss anyone. The tribe has spoken. Yes. So thank you. And thank you for participating too, guys. Not only do you watch, but you participate, and that helps a whole lot. And we appreciate the love. We really, really do. SA, listen, y'all show out all the time, and I love it. I love it.
We got to get there.
We have to.
Yeah.
It's a must. It's a must. And y'all gonna know when we have arrived, because I will be showing it. I will be showing it. and letting you all know, hey, we in the building. We have arrived. So definitely look out for that. It's definitely on our list. All right, guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you all on the next video. Peace. They're gonna be peace. What are you gonna do? Bye.